everyone, it's Maki here. Today I'm going to talk about the movie Gundam Seed Freedom including spoilers. If you prefer to watch the movie without prior information, I recommend skipping this program. A new character introduced in the movie is Agnes. She causes trouble in relationships and stirs up situations. What will her future bring? I plan to analyze the movie from such perspectives. If you're curious about the outcome for Agnes, please hit the subscribe button. In my program, we will delve into the appeal of the Gundam series. Let's start with the analysis. Let's look at the comments made by Mr. Mitsuo Fukuda, the director of X, regarding the character design of Agnes. The color of her hair is designed to be close to that of Slay Oyster. The tips of her hair are the same color as Laura's crimes. I think it perfectly matches Kira Yamato's preferences. In our last program, we introduced the character of Agnes as created by screenwriter Chiaki Morosawa. Agnes has a trait similar to the mimicry ability of wild animals, which allows her to act in a way that appeals to others. It's unlikely that Kira would discuss Slay Oyster in detail with others. He couldn't save Slay's life. This has become a significant emotional wound for him to the point where in fleeting moments he sees loss as Slay, indicating the severity of his condition. He probably would not speak of Slay even to those close to him. Agnes' hair color has been the same since her days at the academy. It does not appear to be a color she has intentionally dyed. The fact that her natural hair color matches Kira's preference is a remarkable coincidence. However, Kira was not attracted to Slay or Law simply because of their appearance or hair color. As Lao's client said in the movie, it is not because they possess the necessary skills that one loves them. It is because you love them that they become necessary. Agnes' appearance can be said to reflect a design that believes love can be born solely from appearance or ability without considering the other's heart. And in the movie, she is spectacularly rejected by Kira. Although Agnes is remembered by the audience as a troublesome character, she was also a very important person in the discussion of the movie's theme. Let's see what actions Agnes took in the movie. As I mentioned earlier, this contains major spoilers for the story of the movie. It's a conversation at a party hosted by the Foundation Kingdom to welcome the campus. Nuna Maria warns Agnes, who is trying to make Hiro Yamato her boyfriend. Do you really love him? If not, you should give up trying to make him your boyfriend. After the party, Agnes visits Kira, who is walking alone. She tries to kiss him forcibly. At that moment, Lars overhears Kira and Agnes talking near the door. Agnes notices Lars, but still tries to kiss Kira. Kira rejects Agnes and leaves the scene. Agnes, rejected by Kira, looks extremely displeased. Then the joint operation between Foundation and campus begins. Kira falls into a trap set by Griffin and crosses the Eurasian Federation's military demarcation line. The Eurasian Federation considers Kira's action an act of invasion and fires a warning shot. Lars is stunned by the angry Eurasian Federation soldiers. It's unlike Kira to act like this without a reason. Orphe tells Lars if you cannot stop Kira, the Black Knight Squad will suppress him. Relations between the Foundation and the Eurasian Federation are not good. If this continues, it could lead to a full-scale war. Lars speaks to Orphe with a pained expression. Please stop Kira. This scene was talked about in the promotional video. Taking Law's words as permission to attack Kofi orders the Black Knight Squad to attack Kira. Kira's rising freedom is then cornered by numerous attacks. Agnes seems confused by this scene for a while. However, she attacks Kira. A nuclear missile is then launched at the battlefield. Answering Shua's call, Agnes retreats with the Black Knight Squad. In the final battle, Agnes stands in front of Campus as part of the Foundation's forces. The Foundation's forces include the Zacht military rebels, who have staged a coup against the current planned government. Agnes, piloting the repaired Gyan Strom, engages in combat with Luna Maria. Agnes is defeated by Luna Maria and crash lands on the moon's surface. After all the battles are over, Luna Maria's Impulse Gundam appears in front of Agnes and reaches out to her. This scene mirrors the composition, where Atheron's Infinite Justice Gundam reaches out to Shin and Luna Maria. What will happen to Agnes? Intentionally attacking friendly soldier alone would be a serious crime. In addition, she participated in the military forces of another country without permission, which is also a serious offense. Furthermore, she has taken the military weapon, Gyan Strom privately, which is of course a serious crime. It seems that a very dark future awaits her. What kind of characters have we seen in the past Gundam series? Let's take Icepis from 0083 as a reference. He resisted the Dia's fleet's operation to drop a space colony on Earth. In the process, he independently operated the battleship Albion under his command and used the Gundam prototype Unit 3 in a manner similar to hijacking. After all the battles were over, he was sentenced to death by a military tribunal. This was influenced by internal power struggles within the military, and there were soldiers who were dissatisfied with the verdict. But it shows that the private use of military weapons is considered a very serious crime. Will Agnes suffer a similar fate? In addition to the private use of Gyan Strom, she has also intentionally attacked friendly soldier and participated in the military forces of another country without authorization. If Agnes had appeared in the Universal Century series, she might have met the same fate as Captain Seaps. However, it is unlikely that Agnes will meet the same end. One reason is that the Seed series places commercial importance on the characters. However, there is a possibility that Agnes could avoid a military tribunal. First of all, there are the orders of Law's Klein, the president of Campus. She gave the order, "Please stop Kira." Foundation interprets this order broadly and attempts to carry out Kira's assassination. Agnes carried out the attack out of resentment for being rejected by Kira. To her, being rejected by a man was a significant event that felt like a denial of her very existence. Although her actions were motivated by a very personal vendetta, they can also be interpreted as following the orders of President Lars. Next, regarding joining the Foundation alongside Shure. While the Foundation was attempting to assassinate Kiro, they were formerly in a cooperative relationship with Campus. In reality, they had begun actions to destroy Campus as a whole. But Campus' command system was in disarray due to powerful communication interference. Joining the Foundation, with whom they had a cooperative relationship in the emergency of an approaching nuclear missile, is not strange in itself. Finally, the battle with Campus. The Zacht military rebels were also in a cooperative relationship with Foundation. It could be argued that Agnes had returned to Zacht not the foundation. Until just before the final battle, campus was considered decimated. It wouldn't be surprising if Agnes had returned to her original organization, Zaft. And following the orders of the Zaft military commander, she may have acted as part of the rebel forces. Defense Commissioner Jack Gyan, the rebel commander, ignores repeated surrender orders from his duel and is killed in an attack by the dual Brits Gundam. Zaft soldiers who join the rebellion may face demotion or other punishment, but not necessarily death. Many soldiers could have received a punishment similar to that of Dark Elsman, who was demoted from Zaftred to an ordinary soldier. Finally, on the subject of the movie, Orphe and his group had the attitude of loving Lars because she has the necessary skills and is sought after as a leader. Agnes also held the belief that one is valuable because of one's superior abilities and achievements. All members of the Accord, including Orphe, eventually died in battle. Did Kira and Lars want to destroy those with ideologies different from their own? Not at all. However, if Agnes were to die as well, it would make them similar to Chairman Duano, who had destroyed those who oppose attitude. A future where individuals with different ideas survive and work together through conversation is the goal. For this element to be realized, Agnes had to survive. And so Luna Maria extends her hand to Agnes. The scene ends with Agnes looking at the Impulse Gundam while shedding tears. If a work is made about the future of the Seed series, Agnes may also appear as a reliable ally. Let's look forward to seeing Agnes, who has found true love working with Shin and Luna Maria. See you in the next program.